So maybe you saw the title of this says perfect children. So you're like, let me look at this because I got kids and I want to know how to do that. They're never going to be perfect, right? But the model in Ephesians that Paul gives us is, man, this is what would seek perfection the way the Lord looks at it, right? Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. So parents, quickly, press pause, go grab your kids, right? So what does this mean? To submit to your parents when you're still in their household, we'll get to it in a second when you're not, is good and right, okay? To obey them in the Lord. What does that mean? In the Lord. Well, first and foremost, just like we talked about last week with marriage, no child is supposed to obey a command or direction that is clearly unbiblical. And so sometimes you don't have a choice when you're a kid in the household, but whenever possible, you are not called by God to do something that your parents say if it is sinful, wrong, or clearly unbiblical. Now, if it is about preference, I'd rather go to bed later. I'd rather eat this. I'd rather not do that. I'd not do my chores, whatever it might be. You are always to obey your parents. That's hard, but it's biblical. And the more you do that, the more this relationship is going to work. Just like we talked about last week, that this isn't about your parents if you're the child, or hey, if you're the parents are not more important or better human beings than their kids. They're in a role, especially when they're in their household, to lead rightly. And therefore, for it to work smoothly, the children should obey them, right? We'll get to how to be a perfect parent in the next video, right? Now, if you're in the household, you should always obey, unless it's not a godly or biblical command, right? When you're not in a household, you're now an adult child, you don't have to obey your parents all the time, right? You are now probably your own, either living on your own or you have your own kids maybe. No, but whenever possible still to obey your parents, and it's right and it makes sense. And at the very least, continually to show them honor, right? To show respect and honor to your parents as long as they are with you is good and right, and will continue to set the tone in a household for graciousness and humility and Christ-likeness.